Hi there Booktube, and welcome to the first SFF Awards Babbles for 2017, and I'm really excited to be talking about the books that I have nominated for the SFF Awards. So if you weren't aware, Booktube SFF Awards has been running now for 3 years, and it is just a way of us highlighting the best science fiction and fantasy books that came out the year before. There is still time to nominate, so if you haven't had a chance to nominate yet, nominations finish on the 14th, and I will link the Google document in the description down below so you can go and nominate your favourites if you should wish. I'll also link down below the Twitter and the Tumblr page so that you can find out a bit more information, especially on the Tumblr. There's some really good sections on there telling you about eligibility and how to make sure that the books that you want to nominate are eligible. But I'm going to firstly delve into this week telling you the books that I have nominated. I'm going in a bit of a weird order, but in terms of short fiction, I don't read an awful lot of SFF short fiction, and that's one of the things I love about being a judge on the awards, is that it pushes me to try new short fiction that I haven't picked up. But one book that I thoroughly enjoyed, which I believe is still classed as short fiction, is Every Heart is a Doorway by Seanan Maguire. I absolutely adored this book when I read it. It packs so much into such a short book. It's about this school which is specifically run for children that come back from places. So if Alice came back from Wonderland, or children that have come back from mythological places, or the other side, or from weird and wonderful lands, and it's about they're struggling to sort of come to terms with being back. Many of them don't want to be back. Their parents don't believe them and think that they're just struggling or have got mental health problems, and this school sort of tells the parents that they'll help with these mental health issues, but really they're helping the children assimilate back into real life, and I just loved it. It was really good. There's a bit of a mystery, a murder mystery going through this as well. There's so much packed into here, and I can't wait for book 2. In terms of my picks for YA, this one surprised me. And that is A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. I did not like the first book in this series, which was a Court of Thorns and Roses, which was a Beauty and the Beast retelling of sorts. I didn't really like it, and I was not going to pick this up until I heard quite a few people that I respect and trust say how great this was and how much it had changed from the first one and how they were blown away. So I bit the bullet and I read it and I loved it, and yeah, this is my nomination. I wouldn't be nominating it if I hadn't loved it. Next up is Gemini. This is my second choice. This is by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. The first book in this series is Illuminae, and this is the second. I love the way that this book has been formatted and told. I love the way it's done through documents and pictures and video transcripts, and I love how this series is progressing. We're not necessarily following the same characters in each book and their storyline. This one runs parallel to the original storyline but with 2 new characters, but we do get to hear from the old characters at points as well, which I really love, and it's really, really intriguing, and I just can't wait for the next one. In terms of the adult fiction, the first one I don't actually own because I borrowed it from someone, but this is the first book in the series, which is A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers, but it's the second book that I've nominated, and that is A Closed and Common Orbit. I really enjoyed A Closed and Common Orbit. It was a real treat to get back into this world that Becky Chambers had created. It's full of interesting characters and diverse characters and interesting concepts and interesting themes, and it's just a real romping space adventure, so I definitely recommend picking these up if you haven't read them before. And my other pick for adult fiction is Morning Star by Pierce Brown. This is an ARC copy. I loved this conclusion to the Red Rising trilogy. I really, really enjoyed this trilogy, and I can't wait for his next book to come out. I can't tell you much about the third book because obviously it's the third in a series, but this is my pick for that, and I urge you to pick this up. It is fun, it is action-packed, it's bloody, it's political, there's twists I didn't see coming, and I spent the majority of this book chatting to Caitlin from Kitty G going, oh, I wasn't expecting that to magic happen, and oh, did you hear that, and did you see that happen, and oh my god, is that really what happened, and that was pretty much just us on Voxer chatting to each other. It was brilliant. In terms of middle grade fiction, I've picked 2 books I read most recently because I don't read much middle grade fiction at all. The first one is The Girl Who Saved Christmas by Matt Haig. I really enjoyed this story. I really enjoyed A Boy Called Christmas, which was the first book in this series, and this one sort of continues the story. I love the artwork. That's something I love about middle grade books, is you generally get pictures, which I feel are lacking in adult books. It's got a Christmas feel, it's got an orphan, what more could you ask? And the other book that I have nominated is The Christmas Oras by Tom Fletcher. I really loved this. It was very magical. It was such a lovely story to read. Again, wonderful, wonderful artwork in here, and such a vivid creation of, you know, the North Pole and where Santa lives. And yeah, I really loved this, and I've actually got tickets to go and see the Christmas Oras show, because it's being put on as a musical this Christmas. So me and my husband are taking my daughter, and we can't wait. And then in terms of graphic novels, I don't own the graphic novel of this one because I read it as individual issues, but it'll come as no surprise that I have nominated I Hate Fairyland Volume 1 for one of my first graphic novel pick. I love this series. It's dark, it's funny, it's twisted, and the colour palette is beautiful. So it's got everything I love. And the second nomination is 100 Nights of Hero by Isabel Greenberg. This was a surprise for me. The artwork is unusual and not what I would normally pick for myself. But I went on, not peer pressure, but after hearing so many people love it, I picked it up, and I'm so pleased I did. It's got similar characters as the Encyclopedia of Early Earth, so if you're going to pick it up, I suggest you read that one first, because it really does help you with the sort of mythology of this world that Isabel Greenberg's created. But it's such a beautiful love story about 2 women and their love, and it's very clever and quirky, and I loved it. So they're all the picks for me that I have nominated. Have you nominated? If you haven't, go and nominate now, and if you have, then let me know what you have nominated by either letting me know down below, tweet about it, make a Babbles Tumblr post, make a Babbles video, and use all the hashtags, and so we can all check out what you are nominating as well. Anyway, I look forward to speaking to you more about Booktube SFF Awards soon in another Book Babbles video, which you can find again on the Tumblr page, all of the Book Babble videos and dates that they will be going up if you want to take part. So anyway, you've got till the 14th, and then we'll be announcing the shortlist, and I can't wait. I'm super excited to find out what books I'll be reading in the coming months. Anyway, that's it from me, and I shall speak to you soon. Bye for now, Booktube.